Hello everyone. Today I'm going to start reading The Rules book written by Ellen Fine and Sherry Schneider from 1996. It's their original rules book and I'm going to start reading from chapter 1. So the way I'm going to do this, I will read one chapter at a time. However, I will do it portion-wise and comment in between. So let's start. Chapter 1, The History of the Rules. No one seems to remember exactly how the rules got started, but we think they began circa 1917 with Melanie's grandmother, who made men wait nervously in her parents' parlor in a small suburb of Michigan. Back then, they called it playing hard to get. However you call it, she had more marriage proposals than shoes. Grandma passed her know-how to Melanie's mother, who passed it on to Melanie. It had been a family treasure for nearly a century. But then Melanie got married in 1981. She freely offered this old-fashioned advice to her single college friends and co-workers like us. At first, Melanie whispered the rules. After all, modern women aren't talk loudly about wanting to get married. We had grown up dreaming about being the president of the company, not the wife of the president. So quietly passed the rules on from friend to friend, somewhat embarrassed because they seemed so, 50s. Still, we had to face it. As much as we loved being powerful in business, for most of us, that just wasn't enough. Like our mothers and grandmothers before us, we also wanted husbands who would be our best friends. Deep inside, the truth be told, we really wanted to get married. The romance, the gown, the flowers, the presents, the honeymoon, the whole package. So let's just stop right there. Basically, this is how the rules book started. So Ellen Fine and Sherry Schneider wrote this book. However, they did not invent the rules. The rules were not really invented, but they were passed on from a generation to a generation. In this particular case, Melanie got them from her mother, and Melanie's mother got them from their grandmother, so her mother. And Melanie is actually a real person, but it's not her real name. There's this one sentence that really hit kind of home for me. It says, "We quietly passed the rules on from friend to friend, somewhat embarrassed because they seemed so 50s. If you ask any woman publicly, not one-on-one, but like in public, whether she wants to get married, most women will say, oh no, like I'm just enjoying being single. That's the answer you get. That's not the real answer, by the way. We didn't want to give up our liberation, but neither did we want to come home to empty apartments. Who said we couldn't have it all? If you think the rules are crazy, don't worry, so did we. But after much heartache, we came to believe that the rules aren't immoral or outlandish, just a simple working set of behaviors and reactions that, when followed, invariably serve to make most women irresistible to desirable men. Why not admit it? We needed the rules. 90s women simply have not been schooled in the basics. The rules of finding a husband, or at least being very popular with men. It's telling us that the rules are there so we know them when we actually meet somebody that we like. They specifically point out that the rules make us irresistible to desirable men. Desirable men. That means it does not mean that every guy that crosses our path will fall madly in love with us because we do the rules. That's not how they work. And this idea will permeate the entire book down the line. You will hear it again and again. Soon we got bolder and began to talk louder. These rules, they worked. Although they were old-fashioned and unflinching, they were extremely effective. At first, we were uncomfortable with some of the premises which seemed to fly in the face of everything we'd been taught about male-female relations. But there was no getting around it. Success talked. We swallowed some of the preconceived theories, followed the rules faithfully, and watched as so many of us got married, along with being career women or whatever else we were. There we were, a secret underground, sharing the magic, passing it on, doing what historically women have done for each other since the world began, networking for success. By the way, it's kind of funny because women have historically been doing networking for success. And that's also, my dears, is the reason why women survived, because women helped women. Women are physically not as strong as men. So we had to develop some skills to survive in this world. And that is talking. That's why women are chatty, because this is part of our nature. Let's continue. This time, though, the stakes were larger and the victory is sweeter than any corporate deal. We're talking marriage here. Real, lasting marriage, not just lawless mergers. The result of doing the rules. For years, we had been sharing them with the women we knew, both at home and work. For years, women had been calling us to check up on points. Did you say that you have to end the date first, or he does? I forget. Then one night during a Chinese dinner in Manhattan with a few of our single friends, we heard Sydney mention something about these rules that she heard about from a friend in California. We knew it. There could be no mistakes. These were the same rules one of us had followed in New York to find her wonderful husband. The rules had crisscrossed the country, bouncing from woman to woman, from suburb to city, until they came right back to us over egg rolls in Manhattan. But, and there's a catch, Cindy got them wrong. The rule says men have to end the date first, said that they're in charge, said Cindy. No, wrong. The rules is you end the date first, so that you leave him wanting more, we explained. It was then that we decided to write the rules down, so there would be no mistakes. So this chapter was tiny and mighty, but it illustrates beautifully the history of the rules, how they got started, and why the authors decided to write them down.